Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Down we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la.
Fast away the old year passes,
fa la 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 la.
Hail the new ye lads and lasses,
fa la 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 la. Sing rejoice all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. Lace the trim and push the beads up, fa la 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 la. Drain the barrel, fill the mead cup, fa la 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 la. Harmonies we sing accorded, fa la 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 la. As we empty pantries hoarded, fa la 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 la.
It's that time of year again as the U.S. Postal Service releases their holiday stamps. This year's stamps are inspired by 4 Christmas carols: Jingle Bells, Deck the Halls, Silent Night, and Old St. Nicholas.
Johnny wants a pair of skates, Susie wants a sled, Ellie wants a picture book, yellow, blue, and red. Now I think I'll leave to you what to give the best. Choose what you do, Santa Claus, you will know the best.
When you go to the post office, I mean, it's great you're able to go and purchase a new stamp with the Christmas carols that really help you connect with your family and friends through these wonderful Christmas, songs that we're all very familiar with. So.
And it's a very special season. And as you were saying in your speech there, you've been covering it for how many years?
I've been following First Day Ceremony since 1996, but my first day ceremony for a Christmas stamp was in 1998, and now I've been to 24 First Day ceremonies that have been specifically for a Christmas stamp issue. So out of 240 that I've attended, so pretty.
And what makes these special?
I mean, stamp is the first day of issues are birthdays for postage stamps, so it's always a celebration. There's always cool individuals who come out, great speeches, great camaraderie, and you get to add awesome items to your collection too. So it's a special moment for stamp collectors.
And also, you're sort of changing hats and changing jobs.
Yes,
Do you want to let everyone know?
Yep. So I'm currently departing the American Philatelic Society as their editor to become the editor-in-chief of Lynn Stamp News starting on Monday, October 9th. So it's an exciting new adventure for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very
And
much.
say happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas.
I'd like to introduce our first speaker, Tammy Jackson. I think everybody probably knows Tammy here. She's the president of the American Stamp Dealers Association. She has served with the ASDA board for several years, and she's well known throughout the stamp collecting and dealing community. So please, everybody, welcome Tammy Jackson.
Good afternoon. I'm Tammy Jackson, president of the American Stamp Dealers Association. Welcome to our fall postage stamp show. We are pleased to host the United States Postal First Day ceremonies for the Christmas Carol Forever stamps. What a better way to kick off the holiday season. Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. Now I'd like to introduce our dedicating official, Christopher Karpenko. He's the Executive Director of Brand Marketing for the U.S. Postal Service. Chris oversees the development and execution of the Postal Service's brand marketing strategy through a scalable, revenue-generating marketing platform. He works to position the Postal Service as the partner of choice for consumers, commercial customers, and industry partners. Chris introduced a B2B social media channel and content marketing program supported Irresistible 2.0, bringing paper and pixels together in a digital world. And he successfully executed the 2016 e-commerce campaign. Chris holds an executive MBA in finance and economics from the University of Rochester's Simon School of Business. Everyone, please welcome Chris Karpenko.
So good morning. And thank you, Marianne, for that wonderful introduction. Hard to follow that, as well as the folks that are singing today. It's an honor to dedicate the United States Postal Service's Christmas Carol Forever Stamps here at the American Stamp Dealers Association Fall Show. And thank you to the ASDA for your partnership and for hosting this event. We know ASDA and your attendees appreciate the effort and artistry that go into designing and producing these miniature work of arts. Again, thank you. The holidays are a busy time of year for the Postal Service, and we like to call it our season. We deliver millions of packages, cards, and letters to festive well-wishers across the country. It's a holiday tradition, and we're very proud to be a part of that. I'm excited to continue another of the Postal Service's long traditions, and that's celebrating the holidays with new stamps. This year's selections are inspired by some of America's favorite Christmas carols, sung and adored by children and adults alike since the 18th century. They're translated into dozens of languages. These timeless classics are so recognizable. I bet you would know which Christmas carol I mean if I maybe sang a few words. May I ask for a little tone? Not bad. I can't do it justice like they do, but all right, let's try it. Okay, sing what comes after. Fa la 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 la. Whew. All right, that's pretty good. Indeed, that's Deck the Halls, a Welsh tune given to English lyrics in the mid-1800s. Okay, this one might be a little tougher. Tougher for me than you, probably. Ready? Okay. Jolly old St. Nicholas. Ooh, you pulled that off well. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. I had to pause and kind of process that for myself. Good job. That's Jolly Old St. Nicholas. The lyrics were adapted from the 1865 poem Lilly's Secret by author and poet Emily Huntington Miller. All right, how about this one? All is calm. All is bright. Oh, good. Yes, that's Silent Night. Organist Franz Gruber of Austria's St. Nicholas Church put Joseph Mohr's original poem to music in 1818. And thank you for pulling that off with my tone. And the last but not least, my personal favorite, published in 1857 by James Pierpont, and the first song ever played in space. In a one-horse. All right. The iconic Jingle Bells, yes. I think we have a few professional carol singers in the audience today, to my left, and also out here, so I thank you for supporting me on those. Thank you. The Christmas Carol stamps we unveil today translate the lyrics of those four holiday favorites: Deck the Halls, Silent Night, Jolly Old St. Nicholas, and Jingle Bells into these festive stamps. The late Howard Payne, as Marianne mentioned, was the art director, and artist Steve McCracken created the original artwork, first sketched in pencil and then rendered as a digital illustration. Familiar lines from each song highlight the individual stamps with images that represent each carol's theme. When holiday items arrive in mailboxes with these stamps, I expect recipients will be humming the tune of the carol lyrics they see, either in their heads or out loud. So today we are honored to deliver some holiday cheer with these beautiful stamps. Now, on behalf of the United States Postal Service, I would like to invite our distinguished guests to please join me in dedicating the Christmas Carol stamp.
When people purchase these stamps, they will be inspired to sing and be of good cheer. I now have the honor of introducing our next speaker, and this is another person I think all of you are very familiar with, and that's Jay Bagalki. Jay is not only a well-known philatelist, but also a well-known writer. He's the current editor of the American Philatelist, published by the APS, American Philatelic Society. He previously worked for Lynn Stamp News, Coin World, and as a temporary Postal Service letter carrier in Wisconsin. Next week, he will begin his new endeavor. He is going to be the editor-in-chief of Lynn Stamp News. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, Jay Bagalki.
Well, thank you, Marianne, for that very kind introduction. Greatly appreciated. Good afternoon to everybody. A special hello to my family, my wife, and kids who are probably watching this at home on Facebook. I'm excited to be here today representing the American Philatelic Society in what is, my final official role with the society. I've had a wonderful time over the last 3 years working for them, and I'm excited to continue that philatelic journey to Amos Media Company as editor-in-chief of Lynn Stamp News. As I was reflecting on this ceremony, founder of Lynn Stamp News, George Lynn, was a huge advocate of the first Christmas stamp. In his editorials in the early issues of Lynn's, he went on and on about how the Postal Service should have a Christmas stamp, and he really hit that home. I have this feeling that George was probably responsible for the Citizen Stamp Advisory Committee to put that buffer in place, but the Christmas stamp happened, and here we are. I think he would be very proud of this moment today to see where everything has come. It largely because these stamps touch and memorialize the best elements of warmth in our country and society, and something that we definitely need today. The Christmas carols the Christmas Carol stamps really embody this idea with that warm smile of Saint Nick to the freshly baked cookies, which I'm wondering where those are. But we should make that happen. The impact of holiday-themed stamps, they really carry the best cards and connect Americans to each other during the holiday season. I personally send out about 250 Christmas cards each year to family, friends, people I meet during the year. And it really is that connection that is important and critical to things. It's also one of my thrills to pick the coolest stamp that actually matches the person who's receiving it. Sometimes you have to dive a little bit backwards to find that special stamp for that holiday card. So the first day of issue ceremony that I attended for a Christmas stamp was actually the Christmas wreath stamps in 1998. They were issued in Christmas, Michigan. That's in the UP, if you know what I'm talking about. It was a very tiny town. It was so small that the post office next to it is the one who actually managed everything that happened for the event. The ceremony was held at a local high school. It was an all hands on deck. Every single classroom showed up into that the main gymnasium for the first day ceremony, singing Christmas carols. The whole town showed up. It was a wonderful thing, and it's wonderful to have you guys here today singing and kicking off the Christmas season for us. So what's hard to believe is that event was nearly 20 years ago today, and I likely was playing hooky from high school to go to that ceremony, don't tell. So to my surprise then in 1999, I went to the new Christmas deer postage stamps that came out in Rudolph, Wisconsin, actually even closer to where I grew up. So it was fun repeating that in a different Christmas-themed town. And I also skipped down to school that day too. Man, I'm coming clean on this. So then I also got to thinking, I was flipping through the Scott catalog before, as I'm working on this speech going, well, gosh, how many Christmas stamps have I been to? And I was like, well, sure enough, I've been to quite a few. So I was like,
We had Santas, snowmen, whimsical Santas and reindeer, ornaments, cookies, snowflakes, geometric snowflakes, knitted holiday designs, nutcrackers, wrapping paper, evergreen, forever stamps, baubles, Santa and sleigh, Holy Family, Christmas windows, songbirds and snow, winter fun, holiday wreath, gingerbread houses, Madonna and Child, and the Holy Family. I was like, oh man, if you were keeping count, today is the 24th first day ceremony that I've been to for a Christmas stamp. And it's an honor today to be here speaking at the first day of issue ceremony that I've done that's a Christmas themed stamp. So these stamps also help me remember and reflect on the artwork of art director Howard Payne. We've talked about him. I met Howard on a number of occasions. He did a lot of the war-themed stamps and was really a huge proponent of and we talk about the designs, and he really was passionate about stamps and stamp collectors. And it's cool to see these designs years later now. He was always gracious to give an autograph whenever you wanted to and just tell you a little bit more about the stamps. So also, the artist of this stamp, Steve McCracken, he actually holds the credit for being the artist for the circus stamps in 1993, if you remember those the cool block of four, which actually was one of the first philatelic Christmas gifts that I gave to somebody. It was a little magnet framed thing that I bought one of the stamps, put it in there, and I gave it to my mother. And that hangs on our fridge still to this day. So it's just kind of cool. I mean, one final story. This relates to that the Silent Night stamp. So every year on Christmas Eve, at the late evening service, we'd attend the Christmas Eve service. And the moment that always stuck out in my memory was that our family, it was kind of a big family, and we'd fill 2 pews, and the lights dim in the church at the conclusion of the service. They pass out all the candles. The organ starts playing Silent Night, and the song mixed with the candles kind of had that effect of removing all the oxygen from the room. So of course, there's always Grandpa sitting in the pew, fast asleep. But the thing is, you knew that all would be calm and bright, and that was just one of those wonderful family moments and memories that, this stamp will really carry a deep meaning with me. So may these stamps really bring you warm memories of the season and to your collection, to your friends, and it's great sharing this moment with you, my philatelic family. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Jay. Now I'd like to introduce Jim Baylog. He's the secretary and treasurer for the Christmas Philatelic Club. He's a previous director of the club and has served as its secretary and treasurer since 2012. He's a U.S. Air Force veteran. He retired from the Lubrizol Corporation after 32 years and enjoys membership in many stamp collecting organizations and clubs. Please, everybody, welcome Jim Baylog.
Well, first let me say what an honor it is for me to participate in this ceremony. I'd like to thank the U.S. Postal Service for this great opportunity. They wanted an expert on holiday stamps, and though I do not consider myself an expert, I can say that I am very passionate about the topic. I took up stamp collecting as a very young age, and I put it on hold as I went to my teenage years and young adulthood, though I did buy some stamps when I was stationed in West Germany when I was in the service. Once I was discharged and ended my life's work, I took up the hobby again. I was introduced to a young lady on a blind date by mutual friends because they knew that I collected stamps and she was a postal clerk. Well, that worked out well because 30 years later, we're still going strong, and I had a very reliable source for postage to purchase stamps. I gravitated to topical collecting, and although my interests are far too many to mention, my main interest is Christmas stamps, mainly partially because I was born on December 25th. The Postal Service has been issuing Christmas stamps for 55 years now, with the very first one depicting a wreath and candles issued in 1962. Since then, a holiday stamp or stamps has been issued every year since. There are, by my count, just over 200 face-different U.S. holiday stamps. That number goes up if you include certain stamps that were issued in sheets and booklet panes with varying sizes. It is great to collect a topic where you are pretty much assured that a new issue will come out every year. A couple of firsts for the Postal Service were introduced on Christmas stamps. In 1974, the first U.S. self-adhesive stamp came out picturing the weather vane at Mount Vernon. The following year, in 1975, the Postal Service released the first non-denominated stamp, one portraying an early greeting card with cherub and bell, and the other with a Madonna and Child, and they were 10-cent stamps. This new release today of the Christmas carols is a wonderful issue. Christmas carols, be they religious or secular, are songs that we are exposed to at an early age, and those tunes seem to stay with us all our lives. When we are young, they help stir our anticipation for the holidays. When we get older, they remind us of our youth and of a much simpler time. These 4 stamps with the lyrics from our 4 well-known songs are very well done. I was born in Cleveland, the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If there were a Holiday Songs Hall of Fame, these 4 classics would surely be in that. It is not the first time the Postal Service has issued a stamp with the lyrics of a Christmas carol. In 1971, an 8-cent stamp with a partridge in a pear tree came out with the lyrics, "On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me," written on it. The Christmas Philatelic Club, which I'm a member of and very happy to serve as Secretary-Treasurer, are thrilled with this issue. The club was founded in Harmony, Minnesota in 1969, and we are nearing our 50th anniversary. We invite you to join us, and as we like to say, celebrate Christmas all year long. Again, thank you to the Postal Service for allowing me to participate in this ceremony for these great new stamps. I sincerely hope you all enjoy them.
Thank you, Jim. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our stamp ceremony. I'd like to thank our participants, honored guests, and the American Stamp Dealers Association, and each one of you for helping us present the Christmas Carol Forever stamps. So, thank you all.
They're beautiful stamps. They came out with the Christmas carols on the stamps, and they're just very well done. They are, how do you say, Hall of Fame category stamps, in my opinion.
And I like this story. You want to tell them you're a Christmas baby, aren't you?
Yeah, I had no choice in the matter, but yes, I was born on Christmas. Back in, going to be 60 years this Christmas, so I'm still going strong.
We're excited to issue out another round of holiday stamps for the season. Who doesn't want to be excited during the holiday season? And sending stamps with great greeting cards and connecting with people is everything that we do.
And this is special because it's inspired by Christmas carols?
Absolutely. Who can't relate to that?
Johnny wants a pair of skates, Susie wants a sled, Nellie wants a picture book, yellow, blue, and red. Now I think I'll leave to you what to give the best. Choose for me, dear Santa Claus, you will know the best. Thank you. All is calm, all is bright, dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I take a ride and sing this merry ride. To see it by my side. The horse was lean and lame, his fortune seemed his lot. He fell into a drifted bank and we got upset. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. The flowers fall, go the twilight round. And sing the sleighing song. Just get a bobtail down. Before he falls his feet, we reach into an open sleigh and crack will take the lead. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la.
And I'm Kristal Hart reporting from the Hilton Hotel in downtown Manhattan at the Stamp Show. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching and happy holidays.
Fast away the old year passes. Fa la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses.
Fa la 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 la. Sing rejoice all together. Fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather. Fa la 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 la.